Please. Sit down. This one? Yes.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So we have time until 12, right? Sure. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So everybody's here? Okay. So first of all, shalom. So it's a very pleasure to meet you all, and most of you are new faces to me, and I am a new person, a new friend to you. Let's see how good friend we can make. So we have until tomorrow, right? Okay. So, first of all, I just want to say I'm very happy to be here in Israel, and it's my first time in Israel. So, maybe maybe you are wondering what I think about Israel. So, as I brought up in India, and we have so many positive ways and negative ways of Israeli people. But once my plane landed here, and then my host and the people when yesterday or day before yesterday, I went a tour. Then I saw the new modern world of Israel and something interesting of the past history and the religion. So I can say that the Israel is a very important place for the rest of the world. That's why every day there is a problem, right? So you all should be proud of what you have. And so we will be talking more about importance of religion and with religion, without religion, how to be happy. And this is not only I'm talking about people of Israel. I'm talking about wherever we go, whoever you are. Doesn't matter which nationality you are. So there is so many possibilities to be happy. So I will try my best to share my knowledge, and I'm another what we call it, professional teacher or something. But due to having a close relationship, and I can say devoted student of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and maybe you maybe got some little bit short biography of me. You got it? Did you tell them? Good job. So I don't need to repeat that. So whether who I was, who I am, is not really important. The important is why I'm here. So what can I offer you? And then maybe this is kind of like a medicine, and it might work well or not. It really depends on the patient and then doctor. So today, let's say I'm your doctor. So I will try my best to give you the medicine. If you don't like the medicine, just throw it away. So before I start the course, I will pay a homage to Buddha and my Guru, His Holiness Dalai Lama, and my teachers. So I will do the prayer a little bit, and then I will start. And I will tell you why I did the prayers. So then you will, maybe you might be wondering what I'm saying, what I just said. Dönba jumden de jin jewan da jumba yang da bon zo be san je je ba da shu zo den bon de ro she ba ji nen jin bon je ro de be ka lo ro jo ba la na me ba la na me nam je dönba san je jumden be je wa sa je du ba la sa sa do che do je zo che ro che do je zo che che do je zo che wo kan ze an ye zo wo je dong de sa jian de ba den ba 아니 지진대는 초제송 대제제와저로 차와저 넘더로 마저도 수상와 이시자도 쓰리저도 먼저 자와지도 많이와 공부 신이제나 차와저도 선조 정보 지면도 외시 선도 와저로 차 유제주저 쓰고 소마지 예면 천천히로 차와저로 공부도 지전단 뭐 동제 전배 동보 소놈이 된다로 주대신 전도 차서 답에도 저거 예외니 송대로 지도도 노조jo 진조저로 차서 저는 그거 놓으면老婆当早上对这新界同胞原定的跟着那样朝这个地波尽量没这给我不松说我让也是的用这件上界担保人干嘛了这方面就没事我说我没那么老了真这些就那么的得到是那么的他们这些我用公办的你经济扎对的阿当七月露出的七月说的这个是说三级主动初级主动的政治活动的你就说是大业初级为主动的着了本届三届主播说三届主动初级主动的政治活动的你就说是大业初级错了着了本届三届主播说三届主动初级主动的政治活动的你就说是大业初级为主动的着了本届三届主播说马上就没写了出来些马杰米高烟火呢说让这一些剧不都从家为用那차子也的见这我中国我们我这么帮这我们帮当没帮我们帮这么帮他的对面对些面这个你就是的做个常见嘛能通过的老차子 강기 도진이 전에 도와도 좀 배제는 배슈는 일본 고등 교단 차세 로람장 수로거나 또에 메가장 토건 주베 중앙 제베 주베 답게 센제 신년 남나 차세 So I just did homage. It's homage. Our English pronunciation not really good. But I have to survive for 2 days. So Shelley will help me if something I need help. So if you really didn't get what I said, then you can just stop me, pause me, and then you're most welcome to interrupt me, okay? So, one time I was just doing a meditation, and then I thought about bodhicitta and compassion, kindness. So I know a little bit of everything because I studied quite just 15 years. So then when I try to meditate on kindness, so I felt more relaxed. And this is something we have already experienced in our life. So for example, today I'm sitting on this comfortable sofa, and then you people are looking at me. What you gonna say? This is how everybody looking at me like this. So I'm here to tell you something, and whatever knowledge I have gained, this really comes from the kindness of the teachers and my classmates. So when I remember those kindness, automatically I value the knowledge automatically, and then I feel connected. So then, so whenever I give a talk, and for example, His Holiness Dalai Lama, whenever he gives a talk, he does homage. And most of the religious leaders, they do the same. Because people who really don't think much about kindness, so then there is always a ego. I'm the best. I know it. I know better than you. So then what does that disturb us mean? You will lose to learn more. And even you have a very good example near to you, you will not try to buy that because there's something stopping you, the ego. So I just did a homage to my teachers, His Holiness Dalai Lama and Buddha. So then, not only I can just learn from them, I can learn from all of you. I can learn so many things from your question. You might think I'm greedy. So they're saying in one Tibetan, the greediness is something that we shouldn't have. But when it comes to a knowledge, then there should be a little greediness. Not only for your own good, so something that what you can do for others, so you can learn so many things. So same here. So I did this prayer, remembering their kindness, so that we can have a good connection, and so that we can have a good, nice 2 days, and then you can learn a little bit from me, and I can learn lots from you. So the population is much bigger. So, okay, so before studying these texts, so I may wish to speak a little bit more about fun stuff. So, I'm in Israel, so most of you are Israeli. And they originally Jewish people. And I have 2 good friends, and they are very close friends of mine. And they are scholars. Both are Jewish and very close friends of mine. So then they are really proud of their own, what we call, identity. So what happened is, back in Dharamsala, in India, I studied in Dharamsala. So I have one classmate. He's a monk and he's a Jewish from Israel. So he is one of the sharpest debater and classmates of mine. So one time I was talking with my friend, those other 2 friends. So then said, I have one classmate who is very sharp, and he is not Tibetan and Indian. So then I asked, where he is from? I said, Israel. Haha, so he is Jewish. And then I said, yes. Then he goes like, we Jewish have a special sharp mind. So I have 3, 4, 5 Jewish friends, and they are very intelligent. And so I, through my friends' influence, I see all you are very intelligent. So most people think they are intelligent. Isn't that true? Nobody will say I'm dumb. So they have their own way of showing skills, talents. We cannot say he's only right for this way. So now, when today I'm going to talk a little bit about precious human life. So, in the Buddhist text, we describe so many ways of precious human life. But all this explanation, the conclusion, when we get one point, big point, then I think it comes to the human intelligence. We have something called brain as in a scientist, but then when we talk religion, then we can see something different than brain and mind, than consciousness. So it's really gifted. So I don't need to explain so much on this, because yesterday when I went to Jerusalem, and those buildings, the ancient buildings, without any tools like these days and technology like these days, those big heavy what we call it, rock or what we call blocks. What's that? Stones. Okay, thank you. Stones. So how they move it, how they take it. So human intelligence is already, from the beginning we do have, but now the easiness is the technology is here. But human brain is very, very sharp, and so something that animals don't have it. Some animals are very clever, like dogs and monkeys. But then, compared to human, they have their own part, and human is in a different category. So now we are in this 21st century. How do you want to use your brain or intelligence? In a positive way or a negative way? So most people, they say and they feel they are using their intelligence or their brain in positive way, but it ends up in a negative way. So we are suffering, and around the world everybody is suffering. So before, when there is fighting in the back in ancient times, they fight with swords, and then one by one. Now these days, one button can destroy the whole world. So, and then we can, sometimes we do this, right? We say, like yesterday when I went to Jerusalem, and I prayed at Jerusalem. I put my forehead on the wall and I prayed, as one of the Jewish people does that. So then my prayer is something like, so I don't believe in God. But like I went to the what do we call it? Christian that what is called this place? The church. The church. The church. Church. Okay. Church. And I bow down and also pray. So the people, the religion who founded it, they are amazing people. So like, people have so many problems, sufferings. So they want to share their problems. And then they choose their own God and to tell their pain. So whether somebody is listening to that or not, but once they just said it, and then they feel very relieved. So then, not only that, so then they make a commitment. As God's wish, I won't harm, I won't kill. So all this kind of what we call vow or commitment. So this is a door for to become a good human. So that's why His Holiness Dalai, whenever he goes to any like a church, and in Jerusalem he prayed. So I request and I pray, so whenever the people pray, there might be some kind of degree of compassion inside them. These days, what the world is lacking is the compassion, I think. So, without compassion in the family, just for an individual family, there's a big problem. Because everybody says, I'm right, and nobody will say, I'm wrong. Even they say, I'm wrong, they want to gain something from it. So, it's a very funny, one time, a friend of mine who is a Hindu in Dharamsala, he's a shopkeeper. So then, in front of me, there was one customer, and then actually the price was something like 50 rupees. And then he said 150. And then I didn't just complain in front of the customer. Then once the customer left, and I said, my friend, that's total lie. And then he said, no, that's benefit. Then I said, don't you believe in God? Then he's with a cool reaction, he said, well, I pray to God that today there will be a very good business, and when I get an advantage, I will take the advantage, and then I will be very happy, and then that's God sent this. He said, please God, send this kind of customer more and more towards me. So this is how he prays. But this is something he made it up. Once you look into the Gita, this is like a Bible for Hindu. But you cannot find this. So people sometimes use their own religion and mixed up everything. And then they put their own way of thinking in it. Then they mix it up. So yesterday when I was praying, so then I asked for only one thing, compassion. You have a compassion. The people who really worships you, they are lack of compassion. So please, whenever they can come here, they make connection with you. So make this kind of connection. Not just I only pray for the God, I pray for the people who always come here and put their forehead and pray. So I prayed for them that this is 21st century, and may there will be more study. And the compassion, when we pray, then we say everybody will say compassion is a great thing to develop or generate. You find nobody, maybe one or two maybe, but most of the people, when you talk about compassion, everybody will go, yes, compassion is such a beautiful thing, we need it. But then when you go there and pray it, you won't get it. This is something only a wish. So now wish is to be granted, so you have to do something. So you have to practice. So then I also pray for, right after the praying, may all the people after this go to their home and open their books and practice little compassion. So here, purpose of my visit here is something like this. So we gathered here.